Nice. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
What's up?
Cool.
What's up, folks? How's everybody doing?
Great.
Welcome back to the POD Council. We had a little break last month because we were all meeting up in person. We're back.
I looked at. Well, I was going to say I looked at that intro, and I think 6 of us in that intro were actually there. So that was pretty crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
from this intro animation for this live stream.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been like half of the POD YouTube crew. Next time we have to come as well, Jay.
It looked like such a good time. I want to know, honestly, I watched Philip's vlog. If you guys haven't watched it, go to his channel and watch that. It's a recap, which apparently was already a month ago when it started. But I want to know from each one of you how the heck the polar plunge or whatever it was, the ice bath or whatever you did.
It was good.
How it was?
Yeah, for real. Like, what was going through your mind? It looked like Andreas was like, "Yeah, I'm not down with this at all. I think it's a terrible idea." And then it was awesome, right?
Yeah. I've never done one, so I didn't know what to expect. So I think I went in with like super low expectations, and that probably helped because I thought it was going to be like super cold and freezing and everything. And so it was 40 degrees, you said? I thought it was going to be like 20 because I didn't know what to expect. So it was better than I thought, a lot better.
45.
40 degrees. I'm trying to Celsiusify that. Be like
it's above freezing.
Maybe?
It was cool. Hotter than freezing. So. Obviously, because you don't want to freeze in there.
Yeah.
I've done cold showers before, so I just assumed it's similar to that. But no, I mean it is a lot. It is a lot more intense, I would say. And also didn't expect us to keep going in it. Like we'd go for 3 minutes, then go into the hot tub for 3 minutes, then go back, and we did that for a while.
Three times.
It was quite the exercise, I guess. But
so 3 times, sorry.
Yeah, we started in the cold one, and we went in the hot, and then we went back to the cold. And getting out was tough too, right? Because we had to like your legs are all like jelly and it felt hard. It felt hard to get out and back in and back out.
The most surprising thing, though, I think, was getting into the hot tub or the pins and needles.
Yes.
I've never felt that from getting into hot water.
Wow! So because you were so cold and going into there, it felt like you had felt legs had fallen asleep or something. Wow.
Yeah. To me, though, it was really freezing. Like I was shaking horribly when I did this whole thing, and I was doing it with Cody and Chris Meets from Anyway PD. But Cody did he instructed us on doing Wim Hof when we did the whole thing, and I had that like since it was a bathtub, they had like a stream of water coming into the whole thing, and I had a stream up on my bum, so I had that cold stream up my bum through the whole thing. So for me, it was freezing, and I couldn't stop shaking. So I thought it was super, super intense.
That sounds absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it was super intense. The cool thing, though, Cody, he just went all in. He just went and dived in, took his head on took his head under the water every single time.
Yeah, I should have done that, but I didn't. I went up to maybe here. I didn't put my head under the water.
Yeah, same here, and not the head too for me. But Cody just went all in.
Yeah,
I feel like this part would have been the easiest out of all that. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
But you felt invigorated after, it sounded like, all of you or whoever you interviewed there.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what you do it for, really, is how you feel after. It's amazing, and it lasts quite a long while as well. It's like multiple hours of feeling very, very refreshed and light, and
And you're supposed to drink a lot of water too, right? Oh, sorry.
Oh, no problem. I was just gonna say you all seem to have had like a similar experience post dip. Like you were all felt lighter on your feet. You felt more clear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not the only thing we did there either. It was like a total like spa place where you could do red light treatment, compression. We obviously did sauna before. I think we mentioned that.
Yeah, Philip and I were in the sauna together.
Yeah, everyone I think there's like 2 or 3 people per sauna before the cold plunge. So there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
To everyone in the chat, thanks for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Comment.
Maybe put mine too.
Bring some of you up on the screen. We'll have a lot to talk about today. We've got the new royalty tiers update, which we haven't spoke about on a live stream yet.
True.
This actually happened right after we came back from the event.
I know. So
Then
nuts.
since then we've also had 5 or 6 new products launched on Amazon Merch. Some of
I got
us have
some.
started or getting more into Claude. So we talk about that a bit, see what everyone's thinks of it. Yeah, maybe we'll also talk about this POD summit a bit more, because there's a lot more that happened than you saw in that vlog. I didn't really film much. And yeah, maybe we could talk about some other fun stuff.
Lots of food.
Yeah, lots of food. I was just going to say, I really enjoyed that barbecue.
Yeah,
really
that first day.
What was it called?
Nice.
P. Terry's, right?
P. Terry's. Yep, that's right.
Isn't it Terry Black?
Terry Black.
And
Terry
Oh,
Black.
yeah, it can be Terry Black. Yeah. Terry.
And what I've understood just before joining this was that a lot of you learned something very unique about Adam also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say maybe he doesn't want to do public knowledge, but it is public knowledge, so I guess we can talk about it.
It's
But
out
he's
there.
going to join, actually. Maybe we should wait for him,
Yeah.
because he could maybe
Yeah.
show some insights into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam might
It's
be
funny.
joining us, and
It's a surprise for sure. I
reveal
didn't know
some-
that about Adam.
Yeah, we all had a very fun evening finding out an interesting fact about him. But yeah, we've got lots of
Stockholm.
different continents joining in. Morocco, got Sweden, Scotland, Florida, Chicago, Ohio. And we've got some questions flying in already.
Wow.
Nice.
Hey, K-Cocker.
One thing before we get into some of the topics, wonder if any of you've seen this. There seems to be a lot of low-tier accounts that have gotten access to ads.
Oh,
Since
nice. That's
yesterday.
smart. It makes
Yeah.
sense. They should. Amazon should, I guess, if that's what they require to move up, right?
Yeah, I've just seen that in your community, Philip. I haven't heard about it from anyone else, though.
Yeah, I got a couple of people in my community that have, and it's to me it was to be expected. I mentioned something like you go back I guess a month ago now. Just felt like it would be a logical next step, right? Because A, everyone's complaining about being stuck, but B, Amazon obviously wants everyone to be spending on ads, so it just seems like it's that they're winning on that double-edged sword for sure. Right?
And
Yeah.
I think this has been coming because Nafal, he says right here, I told you, Nafal is one of my members, and he's been saying for months that he's had friends and people that got access to Amazon Merch recently, and they had ads from the beginning. So it's almost like they've been testing this, or giving people access with new accounts. So I feel like this is not like just a royalty tier response. They've kind of wanted to make this change for a while.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to give tier 10 access to ads, even though, like, I'm not saying it's great for you as a seller at tier 10 because you're inexperienced at the same time and you're trying to do all kinds of things. But at the same time, from Amazon's perspective, why would you not want to give absolutely
It doesn't hurt them
the
at all.
opportunity to spend more money?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I think Jose didn't he also say that it's their primary source of income too? That's the most profitable, right?
Ads,
Then it would make sense to just give it to all of the accounts for sure. The thing that I have a good gut feeling on, at least from my end, is that I think since they're rolling so much stuff out, I think the tier system is on the list for this year.
Oh, you getting rid of it, you mean?
No, just finding a way to make it work.
Oh, getting it work better.
Yeah, at least that's my gut feeling, because I had a strong gut feeling last year that they weren't going to do it then, but I do have a good gut feeling that they'll fix that this year. It feels like it's at least on the roadmap for this year. Again, this is just a wild gut feeling, but It feels like it's on the roadmap at least for this year.
I think they should. I don't know. There's good and bad, but so many people are stuck at tier 10. I feel like they should start it at a little higher than 10, because so many people like fill up their 10 and then they wait. So they either got to fix that waiting thing or maybe start them off at higher than 10. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I got a couple members that have 200, 300 sales and
Yeah.
they're still in tier 10 and they're rotating
that's
designs as
ridiculous.
seasonality changes and different things, right? But I mean, you're stuck. Like those are you're purposely at this point they've got every single of their 10 whole designs has a BSR, like has sold and sold multiple times, and it's not just like there isn't any more of the 1 or 2 designs that haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
So it's like you're self-sabotaging almost when you're stuck like that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
I
frustrating.
agree, and they definitely have the momentum of updating and improving the program right now. Now, I know a lot of you won't see the royalty update as an improvement, and I don't think in many ways it is. But other than that, they have been doing a lot to add new products and generally change stuff. So this ads thing now as well is a good thing. So obviously it does feel natural that they would also work on the tier up system, because it hasn't really made sense since they changed it last year.
No, this is not working.
Yeah.
I have seen some old stuff of mine personally sell a lot more since they made the kind of the change. I've seen a lot of older designs of mine that get some sales now. So that's a good thing.
That's nice. Yeah.
Nice. I'm wondering if we're going to see a pay to play kind of thing. It feels like that already by way of introducing ads at lower tiers, but maybe to pay to have access to a higher tier, or just a subscription model, right? Like every other kind of like the
Etsy,
or
like
I don't
Etsy,
know.
like Shopify.
Well, Etsy isn't even subscription, but like as far as a fulfillment company goes, right? For the premium type.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Could be. Yeah.
I mean, that's a ton of traffic. It's the hardest platform to beat in terms of traffic, right? So I don't know. I feel like the ball's in their court. It's going to suck for us, I think, going forward a little more. But I mean, there's still a ton of opportunity.
Yeah.
So what does everyone? First of all, I'm curious, what tiers everyone in, like based on your email right now. And then the second question will be, what do you think about the whole royalty update in general?
So the three are... Oh, go ahead.
No, I just want to say, you're thinking about the account tiers, right? Not the tier levels?
The new
royalty
tiers.
tiers.
Yeah, the royalty tiers. They should call that something else. Royalty levels. Or premium, someone said right there. So premium's the top. Isn't...
Premium plus and creators the bottom.
Premium plus and creator. Oh, going down, right? Premium's the top, plus is the regular, or what we have today, kind of.
Plus stays static, and then premium is the one up. Okay, yeah. And creator is actually a half royalties, right?
Half royalties is nuts crazy to me, but whatever.
They also I think I'm in the premium tier, but it also said like it's a flexible thing because you need at least 35%, right? Yeah, 35% of your sales needs to come from ads, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the premium now, but it begs the question. Like I know, you can tell from the odd chat with Jose and stuff, but I know you guys. He's president in your community, and you guys talk to him a lot more. But to think of the degree at which that would have impacted him, that's literally chopping like multiple 6K, seller in half because that guy never ran ads, or at least didn't at the time, right?
Yeah.
So
Plus,
does he have any workarounds or anything like that, or is he going to try to spend on ads now to at least get to the plus?
Yeah. So me and Adam met up with him actually very soon after that update came out, and he said he's definitely going to run ads. His response was basically, "Oh, Amazon is going to force me to make more money."
Well, and that's what I was going to say, because every business should allocate some of your profit to advertising and marketing, right? That's just like a no-brainer from a business perspective. But I think as POD sellers, we kind of forget that, right?
Yeah.
So you're in premium, Jay.
Yes.
Me too.
I'm premium as well. What about you, Andreas and Juna?
Premium.
I'm also premium.
Premium. Okay. Interesting comment here. Someone says, Steve, I'm in premium, not sure why, because I pretty much killed all my ads like a year ago.
Oh, interesting. But are you bringing in traffic some other way? Because it doesn't have to just be Amazon ads, right? It can be external traffic in any means, right?
True.
Yeah.
I would like to hear your answer to that, Steve. And it also plays into the theory that they somehow track incoming traffic that's outside.
Yeah.
If they just consider all of the outside traffic is driven from you, we don't really know that, but I don't know how would they be able to separate something that you've driven versus just a randomly indexed link on Google or whatever,
Yeah.
or someone
Social
bought a shirt
media.
and shared it with their friends. Like I don't really see that, but I do think based on this comment and also based on the fact that I've heard from a lot of people, myself and Adam included, that their ads are like 30% or 25% of their sales, but we're still in premium. So surely there must be something else bumping it over the line to 35%. So I think that adding external traffic into the equation somehow.
Oh, he's there. I have some old Pinterest stuff on some. There you go.
Archaic, outdated stuff, but it's like early 2008 bad designs that don't sell.
Interesting.
So
Weird.
it's probably
Okay.
it's probably a lot of traffic from other sources that they must.
Yeah.
I know
add
it's
into that.
like a rolling 30-day thing or whatever they said now. How long was it? Was it 30 days? I don't even remember. It's going to be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
think
wonder
so.
if like for the initial phase of this, they went back like 12 months or something to that effect. Where they could, you know,
Maybe.
just to place
Start.
people. Yeah.
Just to start. Somebody said, is it 15% from ads outside of Amazon? Oh, I don't know.
Is it 15% ads outside of Amazon? Because isn't ads on Amazon just placement? You are not driving anything if you don't have outside checked.
There's a setting to get like outside traffic from the ads as well. I think that might be what you mean. Bit of a confusing question, but I think it's basically traffic that you drive or sales that you drive
to your
from ads.
product page, right? To your specific product
Right.
page. So if somebody's clicking on, they're already on Amazon, but they click on your ad and then get to your product page, then that's outside traffic to them, or that's not organic traffic, right? I guess.
Yeah, not sure we fully understand the question, but yeah, I think so too. I think it's random.
Could be random. Like everything Amazon does, it's pretty random.
A lot of us have thousands of products, right? Tens of thousands of products, and there will be some traffic going to them from sources we don't even know, and we never set up ourselves. So it's kind of luck in a sense as well. But I do think that definitely plays into it.
Yeah.
There's also like some people had set up sites, and now with like the Claudes of the world, you can probably do this pretty quickly, or Codex as well. Just maybe this would be a segue, but you can just set up a website, and you've always been able, as the Amazon influencer program, to have
Links.
affiliate links to all the things. So I've seen my stuff on stores that are Amazon listings on like their own Shopify.com or whatever, but they're all affiliate links, and these guys are making their 6% or whatever it was for every chunk, and hitting bonuses, right? So
wow. And we're getting the traffic for it.
Yeah.
Nice. That's nice.
That's one play.
But I mean, if you can do that for free now with like a Codex or a Claude, I don't.
Now, the people that are most negatively affected by this are the people that don't have access to ads yet, right? And that are in lower tiers, don't have maybe the means to spend money in ads, even if they do get access, because the sales just aren't there yet. So what would be your suggestions for those kind of people? Maybe we can brainstorm a little bit to help them out.
Yeah, I mean, social media is tough because you kind of need a following, but if you do something well, maybe you don't.
I think
blog,
social media is going to be a good win, though. That's a good call.
Yeah,
it's just
it's
how
free.
you do it, right? It's
free.
There's a lot of ways to do it wrong, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if we're going to be looking at potentially going all in on a brand type thing and trying to do that. First, I think if Amazon's giving people access to ads in tier 10, they should at least give them the courtesy of bumping them to like a tier 500 or something, right? Like something that you could, because what's the point of even getting a BSR on your ad again and promoting it and then having to wait for a tier up or have to swap it out because it was a Christmas design that may do well again because it's already sold before, but now you have to kill it in order to have another design. So I think, there should be a courtesy there. If they expect something like people spending ads that low, then allow people to at least have a catalog of 500. That said, I think if you're going to be stuck at tier 10 for any amount of time, I think this is where you may want to consider going all in on a brand, because let's say Amazon, they're not going to give us more royalties going forward, right? If anything, I think they're going to nickel and dime slowly but surely. And the fastest way to build something that can be transferable or sold even is to build a brand type thing and try to go all in on something like that. So pick the niche, go hard on it. Potentially, I've even from before, like starting my Etsy days in 2012, like everything I've ever done that way, buy the .com first, go get the social media handles, and then in the event that you decide you want to do something, then for merch, put your stuff on Etsy. Don't wait, right? You have designs, build them, test them, but at the same time, those are two very different marketplaces that you obviously don't own anything. So I think it makes sense at some point to maybe put something in the back, like on the back burner, and consider having like your own Shopify or your own .com or a big commerce or something like that. That way, everything you're doing is not potentially all in vain if they do claw back royalties. But I would, as an easy second place, like I wouldn't bother with the TeePublics or Redbubbles of the world personally. Amazon's just taking a page out of their book, I think, and just clawing back. But I would go right to Etsy first. Practice, get used to designing, iterating, uploading, making mock-ups. All these things are transferable now, real e-commerce skills. And then, maybe try your own .com. My take anyway.
And you've done something really good with your like physical store, Jay, that you have a Facebook group or Facebook page, and that's free to start. And like, totally. I know it takes some time, but if you have a specific niche, like you said in one of our earlier calls, and you kind of post stuff for that niche, not necessarily your t-shirts, but things that are interesting to people that love that niche. And then every once in a while post a t-shirt and stuff, I think
so that's a great take too. The fastest way you can kill a social media account is just by posting your listings over and over and over, right? People don't want to see it. It's spammy. I would say like 1 in 10 or maybe 2 in 10, 20% tops posts something to do with you actually selling something. But the rest of it should be niche-based content, but also platform-based, I think. Like right now on my Instagram, I'm noticing because from Meta, from Facebook, you can post a reel or whatever on Facebook, but it'll go to both, and you can change up the hashtags and the title and the whatever performs well on Facebook is not performing the same on Instagram, and vice versa. I'll get lots of love over here for one thing and the opposite on the other, and that just lends itself to say that the two different ideal customers are shopping on very different platforms, right? So what resonates in my Facebook group, for example, would be stuff that is like local island problems that we're making fun of, like making light of, not making fun of tourists, but making light of issues that tourists have when they see this kind of culture or community or small island for the first time with, no big box stores and limited stuff all the time. Where if I was to go into a different Facebook group, for example, as my page, so that my business name stays top of mind, comment on all those things, into a moving to Belize group, it would be more of content or visiting Belize, content that would help them make decisions on what to bring, what to leave at home, what is absolutely necessary. So more of like an educational standpoint or a helpful thing, whereas the stuff for the locals is going to be very different. So a completely different ideal customers. But then even that is like going a next level would be, like I said, on Instagram, reels of the beautiful scenery and all this stuff. That's the stuff that gets the love. On the YouTube short channel for my for our shop, it's all educational stuff about Belize because the beautiful stuff just doesn't get the same kind of love. And on Facebook, it has to be pictures. All my reels get crap, and memes and pictures make all the likes and things. So it's really learning what each platform is good and how it's conducive to building your brand. Because like Philip, you could go open a store tomorrow and start promoting on Facebook or wherever, and then your reels could be flying off the shelves. Andreas could be making some content that is totally meme related only, and it could be going like crazy, like all the likes and all the love. But for me, for example, it has to be a static picture or a static meme. It's very different based on the niche. And then the whole point of what I'm circling back to here, those once you make those helpful comments in those other groups is the key. You can go right into your Meta or whatever, your dashboard for Facebook, and invite everybody to follow you. And that's a fast and easy way to grow. It's just that easy. Just invite all, and they'll get an invitation. You've seen it all on your own when you follow people. It'll say you recently commented, do you want to follow? That's coming from them initiating that. So fast way to grow on social media is just post things that are relevant, but also based on the social media channels where they actually hang out.
Yeah. Yeah. The tough part about that is like Amazon ads is a clear path to the Amazon product, whereas sometimes it's hard to put links in Instagram and Facebook and things like that, where they make it a little more difficult to get to your product page, because you get like one link on your Instagram profile, and then you'd have to do some kind of other stuff.
Pinterest.
It's possible. Yeah.
Pinterest is probably more applicable to this, right? Because it's actually like people are looking for products more so, and it's I think it lends itself to this quite well as well, because you get more organic traffic more easily, I think, without having a page or a following in a sense. So that's one thing I would say to people in lower tiers who want to start driving additional traffic, is look into Pinterest.
But if you're building a brand, like Jay was saying, that's definitely the Facebook group or Facebook and Instagram's a really good way to do that.
I agree, though. Pinterest is great because it's just a visual search engine. It's a visual Google ultimately, right? So like your stuff lives there forever. That's an easy one too. Just work it into your, it's not one other thing you have to remember to do, but work it into your workflow. Allocate 20 minutes a day or every other day. And
I wish it was easy. There used to be a way to go from your product page and just click on your product, and then it will post to Pinterest. I don't know if you can still do that, but there used to be. I know in the past you could do that just straight from your product page and make a thing on Pinterest.
Do you have any thoughts, Andreas, or about this?
I kind of blacked out. Sorry. I kind of blacked out. Sorry.
No worry.
What were we talking about? What were we talking about? Ads?
Getting out of tier
traffic.
10.
Yeah.
What to do if you're in the creator tier, basically, and you don't have ads.
Okay.
Because
So it
that's
depends.
the
I think
toughest situation to be in.
How do you get more traffic?
If you don't have ads, my thinking is that, okay, like I told this to members in my community, that like if you probably but I mean, like if you're doing merch, you don't have that much control. It's really hard to get to the usually, at least that's what I felt when I started back in 2022, that it was really hard to get to tier 1000 and to get those ads. And it's a real struggle. But once you get those ads, you can scale your whole account, because then you have 1,000 designs that you can like make stuff with and actually promote them. But before that even happens, it's really, really hard, and you don't earn much at all, really. So I would place my focus mostly on Etsy until like they figure out their tier system, and until they have
strategy.
Because what they're doing at the moment, like they're making the next like era and evolution of the Merch by Amazon program. They're fixing a lot of stuff that didn't work. They're changing stuff, experimenting with stuff like companies do, and it'll figure itself out all in due time. But I just think that if you're in a spot where you want to make this work, like I know a lot of you people are, I would just go to a place where you have full access and control. And if you don't live in the US, I'd recommend just going ham into Etsy. And that's what I did. That's where I had most of my success. And then once you have that going, you can supplement that with Merch by Amazon and try to grow it at the side, but focus at least on one channel that you can control. That's what I would do.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I agree. Makes sense.
It's a good one. I noticed when I did a survey when it first came out, the 3-tier system, on my Facebook group, more than half of the people were in the creator tier, which was really surprising to me. And maybe it's because a lot of the new ones are following the Facebook group, and some of the older Amazon sellers are maybe doing something else. But what have you seen? Have you guys seen a bunch of people in the creator?
It's been a
side?
mix in my community, a bit
Very mixed?
pretty even split. Yeah,
Okay.
3 ways.
Mixed,
Yeah,
mixed for us as well. I'd say more people are plus and premium than a creator.
Yeah, that makes
But,
sense. Makes sense in a community. I feel like that makes sense in like a paid community because, like I don't know. Yeah, I think in my Facebook group I got a lot of probably new people just starting off, right? So
do we know which, like, if we would want to share, but do we know which tier or like which royalty tier that Jose is in?
Yeah, he's
Did
a
he get in?
creator.
He's
he's
a
a
creator.
creator.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in the bottom. Yeah,
But I bet he jumps up really fast after.
He doesn't run ads, so it's natural. But yeah, I think he'd just start running ads, and he'd probably do better than he did before.
Yeah.
I think it'll take a minute to cross that threshold. Like it'll take,
Yeah.
he'll go in a negative because he has to have that history of using ads. But I think he'll just skyrocket for sure based on his catalog already. Right?
Yeah, and one of the strategies you talked about, Philip, I watched one of your videos where you and Adam were saying that maybe price higher when you get to make up for the ads. Didn't you price things a little higher so that you can pay for the ads? And
yes, so what we started doing about a month ago now is, and we would talk about it in the vlog as well, but halfway through is just increase prices, and it was inspired by some of our members actually who've been pricing really high, and it's really helped us increase profit. It sounds so simple, but just increasing thousands of your listings, starting with things that are selling, but then also going through stuff that hasn't sold in ages, because you're not really losing anything by repricing something that doesn't sell. And that has, it's meant that a lot of our regular sellers are just making more money per sale. And whilst, yes, their total amount of sales has dropped a bit, the profit that they're making is higher.
nice.
And 2, it's also meant that a lot of old stuff that hasn't been selling kind of got a refresh in the algorithm and now is selling, or has sold. Well, it's not all of them, but just some of the stuff that we repriced
With the higher price. Nice.
Yeah, and we both went up to $24.99, so we didn't
Okay.
we didn't do it in small steps. We just went straight to that.
Boom.
And that should help you with having more room to play with the ads, because if you're getting $8-9 per sale in royalties, then obviously you can also spend a bit more on ads before you go in the negative. So that's one thing.
I agree with what you guys are talking about, though. Like, tear that Band-Aid off. Don't do incremental increases. That's just a way to drive traffic away, I think, over time. Tear that Band-Aid off, jack it up $10 or whatever you're at, or $8. But laughing at Steve's comment, Jose's already building 5,000 ad agents.
Yeah, I think I saw a bit of his video. I didn't see the full thing, but he has like 10 computers around him now.
No, it's way more. Trust me, we were there. 10 is not enough. 10 per room. 10 per room.
Oh my goodness gracious.
He's going to be sitting in his own island so that he can keep everything cooled.
Yeah.
But like regarding the pricing stuff, I've done the same thing like on Etsy ever since I started. Or not since I started, but since I learned about doing this whole thing. But like pricing low in the beginning to just get some rank, and then pricing high after that. It's the easiest way to achieve rank without it's the easiest way to just go about this whole thing, both on Etsy and Amazon, on any marketplace really. So, but you shouldn't shy away from pricing high. Like I've priced my shirts at like $22.99 for 2 or 3 years now, and getting at least $7 or what it is royalty per sale.
And we are talking about $24.99 on standard tiers, by the way. Jay just confirmed it there. Now, the caveat there is, I'm not saying if, in 2 or 3 months, half a year later, if I notice that some shirts completely stopped selling, or maybe they dropped 90% of their sales volume, I'm not saying I'm going to keep it there and now stick to 25 forever.
Testing.
I would still try and revive those and get their momentum back up. But if for the majority of the listings and my account overall, it means higher profit, and more room to spend on ads, then I'm happy. I'm just saying this is always like we're always continually testing, and we'll adapt with time, right? Maybe half a year from now, we'll realize, hey, we should reprice some of that stuff down just to get the momentum back up, if just ahead of Q4 or something. But right now, it seems to be working well for loads of people.
Nice.
Yeah. And I mean, like, pricing is just it's a way to, like, it's a pricing tool. Like, sorry, it's a ranking tool, just like ads is. Like, you usually with ads, you can put in, like, if you put in $1 and then you get $2.5 back, and the fee of using the ads is 50 cents. You're gaining $1 per sale. Then you should put in as much as possible so you can actually, like, make stuff. And one other version of, like, getting ranked to get sales is just using pricing. So I really think it's just another tool to gain rank so you can continually make sales. That's usually how I see pricing nowadays.
Nice.
Adam's telling you to check StreamYard, Philip, in case you missed the chat.
Oh yeah, he said check StreamYard. I can't see in StreamYard, Adam. I'll send you the link on Discord if you want to join in.
Maybe that's what he means.
Yeah, because I'm curious about some things.
We have questions.
Not about ads either. But
also, dude, I watched that vlog that Philip made, kind of recapping and some of the stuff where you guys are in your yard, I think, and you can dock a boat, trailer a boat like a champ. I caught at the end. He's like, and that's how the pros do it. Like,
yeah,
oh yeah, that was awesome.
That sounds crazy.
There he is.
Hey.
I don't know if you heard that, but I was just saying, like, mad props, man. You can trailer a boat like a boss. The way he just rode that right up on top. From Philip's vlog.
About what? Which part?
Your boat.
When you just rode your boat right up on the trailer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when we were launching the boat, actually that was when we were coming back, putting it back on the trailer. Yeah, I fish that lake all the time, so I know that ramp pretty well. But yeah,
evidently he's not worried about prop bottoming out, nothing.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he made it all look easy.
Yeah, you guys had some fun.
Yeah,
we had a great trip. We had a great trip for sure.
So dozens.
I've been listening too, so I'm kind of caught up. I was kind of back and forth here. I think I had the wrong link or something because I had originally sent a link to join, and then you didn't click it, and then I realized it was an old link. I was clicking the link that we were just on from Chris's call, Philip.
Oh, okay.
We were on a call like an hour ago, and I was sitting there clicking that one, thinking
why is it not working?
I was like, oh, never mind, just resend it. So you guys have been talking about the the creator tiers. You guys are talking about that, the ads and stuff.
Exactly.
So Jay, you said a lot of folks in your community kind of across the board, right? Some creator, some plus, some premium.
Yeah, most were in the top two, but also I think Juna had mentioned it, but most of the people that were brand new were still in the the lowest tier creator tier. Only I think because they didn't have ads access.
Right, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. And those, I agree with what you guys were saying. Those are the ones that it's kind of sticking it to them the most, right? It's like
100%. At least give them 500 slots.
Yeah.
Right?
Give them, I agree completely. I think that would
give
be
them a chance. Yeah.
Give them a chance. Even give them say, hey, we're going to give you a tier 500 for 6 months, give them 180 days to make the minimum sales. The people who want to do it will make it, they'll get it done, and that'll help them maybe weed out the other people. But yeah, the lower tiers to no ads, it's a tough spot. It really is.
Yeah.
Now, for those people who do have access to ads, because I did see a question here, because there's a lot of people now wondering what to actually do with them, right? Advise me on the best ad strategies right now I'm currently losing. I'm curious what you mean by losing. Like, are your ads not profitable if you're looking at the ACOS? Is your whole account in the negative? Or let us know what that means. But yeah, ad strategies in general, what works well for you? I think Andreas, I'm guessing it's going to be a system that you've discussed on the channel and this live stream before, right? You don't really change and test a lot of stuff.
Yeah, now when it comes to ads, I've used honestly, like before I even started POD, like I did Facebook ads for a long time. I did that for artists, so I have a long history with ads and all that stuff. And I kind of applied the same type of thinking, but with PPC. So I have videos on my channel going through my whole spiel, and I've even simplified it even more than than the videos that I have. But essentially, like I first of all, like I price my my listings at $0 royalty. So that's the first thing. And then once they get one sale, I just put them in. I put them all in an automatic campaign that is like 15 to 20 cent bid across the whole thing. Super
But
simple.
that's once they got an organic sale, right? You wait
Once
for an
they got
organic
one
sale before
organic
you
sale, exactly.
run ads. Yeah.
Exactly. I did a lottery campaign before, but I haven't updated that in like 2 years, so I don't really count that anymore. But once they got one sale, I just shove them in there. And then once they get 10 sales, I bump them up to profit pricing, which is $7 royalty. And then I just make another automatic campaign, but for that ASIN only. And I split them up by like by the different groups: substitutes, loose match, and close match. I do a 20 cent bid up and down, and that's really it. And it's worked really well. The best thing about this strategy is that I haven't really optimized the ads. I did it once last month, and then I do it maybe like once or twice every 3 months or so. Once I basically see like my ACOS going like above 18 or 19%, that's when I do something, but it doesn't happen that often. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's nice.
that's my strategy, but it's worked really well for me. Like I'm gonna make some kind of app to automate it too, because I just don't, even though it takes like 5 to 20 minutes a day to do this stuff, to like set up the automatic campaign for the ones that are selling at least 10 times, and adding the ones that are at least sold once organically. It's super easily automated if you have the Amazon Ads API. So yeah, super easy for me at least. But yeah, that's what I do at least.
Wow.
Scavenger campaign. That's what's been working for me lately. That I've had good success with. That I think's a good, just another type of campaign opportunity. For the person that was asking, what's been working. Those have been working well for me.
I don't think that. Well, I've never seen a YouTube video in the POD space really talking about that.
The scavenger
gold.
Yeah, I don't know
How
what
would you,
scavenger campaign.
how would you summarize that, Adam? That campaign.
So basically, think of it like it's a manual campaign. Okay, so it's not an auto campaign; it's a manual campaign. But instead of bidding on maybe some more precise keywords that would be associated with your niche, right? You're bidding on the broadest keywords possible. I mean, things like shirt, gift, tea. Okay. So you're bidding on very, very broad keywords, very, very low bid, like 5 cents, 6 cents. And the idea is that you're getting tons of impressions, right? Tons of impressions, because you're trying to get all these low bids at weird times, stuff like that, when the bid market kind of changes. And you're just basically casting out a broad net. And so when it gets going, when it works, is basically it's a way for you to get more impressions and get sales for a low ACOS. It's not like a big volume mover, but you could you could treat it just like you do a lottery campaign. Take 500 designs, put them in a manual, bid on like 50 or 100 of the broad keywords, broad match at low bid, 5 cents. And it's kind of like doing a lottery campaign, but in a manual way. Broad keywords. Yep, exactly. It sounds weird.
I will try that.
But you should try it.
Why not?
Yeah, it's worth a try.
Are you putting everything, or are you like your best sellers, or are you just whatever?
Well, I actually started off by just doing literally like scavenger lotteries. Like that's what I named them. I have like scavenger lottery A, B, and C. And there's just 1,500 or 2,000 ASINs in each one. Totally random niches, And then typically when you
catalog.
When you put in when you start a manual campaign, and then Amazon will suggest the keywords there, for whatever that is, that's usually what I'm adding. And just hit add all of those.
Add all.
and it'll add like 150 or 200 over, put in custom bid for like 5 or 6 cents, put in like $5 a day. I mean, it's not like these aren't big spenders, guys, because the bids are so low, you know what I mean? And you're not getting like a ton of bids, but when they do get going and they build momentum, like I have a couple campaigns that are at like 4% ACOS, 5% ACOS. I mean, really, really, really good ACOS on them. So in short, it's kind of like a lottery campaign, the same technique of casting this broad net, but you're doing it with broad search terms in a manual campaign.
But do you do anything once they get sales, or you just leave it in there?
No. So what you can do after that is you can then pull it out, and then you can maybe, then you can dial in an exact match campaign and do your like normal stuff. And certainly I'll do that from time to time. But
you
generally
still leave it in there too.
I'm just letting those run. And now I'm experimenting with like niche specific. So I'll do like, I'll filter out all my fishing shirts and I'll just put all the fishing in a fishing scavenger, and those keywords may be a little bit more related to fishing, but still include the broad stuff. I might be bidding on just the word fishing, something like that.
And it's
okay, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and based on what people talk about in our group, I also know this works for a lot of people, like the scavenger approach. I need to set up more myself. I was trying to find, actually, I set one up with Adam because I didn't really get how it works, so I can't even find it now. Yeah. But you can set them up with like merge flow and stuff as well if you want to kind of save templates and
merge flow is a good tool to do it, because you can kind of you can go to your designs and search by a niche or whatever, select them, and then right in there you can copy and paste over like the terms and make a bulk file and just upload it like that. But anyway, those have been a good surprise. And like Philip said, a couple of members from the members of our group are the ones that told me about it and showed me. So some of those guys have been doing them and they've been working really well.
I think it was Osama who shared that. And he's got high pricing as well.
Osama and Roberto.
Yeah. Mario's saying, for me, auto campaigns are currently performing the best with the Shaggy method, which is one ASIN per ad group, thanks to Merch Mastermind. I would definitely recommend trying that as well.
That's kind of what I do. Why is it called Shaggy? Because somebody who did it?
It's Mark Shaggy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mark Shaggy is the one who kind of made us aware of it. It's better. It's a nicer setup for a lottery in the sense that if you have each ASIN in its own ad group, you can edit the bids for them individually.
I see.
And you get the search terms for that ASIN, whereas when they're all in a big lottery, right? Your search term report, it's just everything all in one. You can see which search terms for each individual.
So it's like a lottery, but each ASIN has its own ad group. Right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Not very easy to set up manually. Again, you need a tool like Mergeflow, or there's definitely other tools that can do this as well.
Yep.
Pretty cool. Gotta try these out.
Yeah, I don't think I even knew what a lottery campaign, like the term, was until about 2 years ago. But mine, I think, is a kind of a bit of a hybrid. So I'll go after like what Andreas said is like the automatic targeting groups, but then with like the loose match, close match, substitutes, etc., and then how Adam sort of separates them by niche or slightly more niche specific. So for me, for example, that's the way I've always done it. So I'll do an ad campaign of like 10 to 12 to maybe 15 tops of fishing shirts, but then there'll be Father's Day fishing shirts. Then I'll do 10 to 12 of like bass fishing shirts, and then 10 to 12 of something else, right? So it's super niche specific. It's easy to manage, and I'm at no point am I losing all my budget to a single ASIN when I have 200 others in there getting no clicks that would potentially sell if they had visibility. So and that's easy to manage too for me. For you find out quickly what works when you do it in smaller chunks.
Yeah. No, I mean, I that makes sense, because there's a certain limit for sure on lotteries where it's like you're not even going to get impressions after a certain point.
Totally. Your top five ASINs might be robbing the rest blind, right? Like, honestly.
Exactly.
And then even if it's like a really good hitting bass fishing shirt, but this Father's Day one just needs to be seen, and you know it's going to go. Like, if you do this long enough, you kind of have an idea of what you think will work. And as soon as I broke them up and it was Father's Day fishing, even the Father's Day fishing ones are still like multiple different species of fish, but they're very specifically Father's Day. And every single one of them is getting impressions because people are looking for bass fishing Father's Day or trout fishing Father's Day or fly fishing Father's Day, right? So people are searching those specifically. Whereas if you're just looking for a bass fishing shirt, that's when I would segregate and have all bass fishing in 12 and see which one rises to the top.
Right. Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's smart.
One thing I would definitely say. One thing I would definitely say for people getting into ads now, or if you've had access but you've never really done much with them, don't. We've just talked about so many different things.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you need to understand all of this. Really, at a high level, what ads is in many cases is just you're starting campaigns and you kind of like uploading designs. You're uploading lots of designs. Some of them never sell. A lot of them never sell, and then you have a chunk of those that perform well and essentially get your performance. And it's similar with ads in the sense that you're going to be testing different strategies. You're also going to test a strategy multiple times, and then like once or twice it'll work really well, other times it won't. There is luck involved with it. It also depends on your designs that are in the campaign. Maybe it worked for the fishing niche, but it doesn't work for the cycling niche with the same strategy. You don't really know these things until you try. And it is also based on luck and the performance on the day. Because if a campaign starts off on the wrong foot and the first week's performance is just by chance not good, it's probably not going to recover as well as a campaign that starts off great in the first week and gets success quickly.
Well said.
Don't be shy to test and cut campaigns that are not working and then start new ones. It's the natural process.
If the campaign isn't working, like you've had it on for however long it needs to be, do you lower the bids, lower the price, or just turn it off? What do you do?
Good question.
Good question. Hard to answer. I think it's dependent on a
it
lot
depends,
of stuff.
right? Yeah.
Well, I have some, for example, that, and I've recommended this to two members in the community before as well, but they had their bids so low that they were getting impressions, but they weren't getting love above what was already getting clicks in their campaign. So separate them out, but also jack up that CPC. So maybe it just needs to be shown more and then clicked on. If the cost per click is high enough, but you're making the money, then ultimately it's going to fuel organic sales. So even if, let's say, your ACOS historically has always been a 20% break even, that doesn't mean if it's 25, you're not still winning overall because it's fueling perpetual organic sales. That's a number that people seem to like forget about, right? It's always like based on their ACOS as the baseline, but you can lose money according to your ACOS, but that's only on your advertised listings. Those listings are still going to sell perpetually organically after that. That said, sometimes jacking up a losing campaign, like jacking up the CPC, could result in winners because now your stuff's going to get shown higher plausibly. And then, if they click on it, then it's converting. And Amazon is absolutely going to pump more behind that because you're paying 56 cents a click instead of this guy's, 16 cents, right? I think it just logically it makes sense once it starts rolling, and then you can dial in. But if you're kind of like spending like $3-4 a week on this ad and it's never doing anything or whatever, even a day, and it never does anything, try jacking it up before turning it off. That would be like a hot take on that before saying it's just killing your budget.
Good point.
Yeah.
But it's also risk tolerance, right? And budgetary tolerance for sure.
Right. One other thing.
Oh, yeah.
Wants to talk about is the
products.
Massive amount of new products that have been added.
I got some new ones. I still don't have hats, but I have some others.
Yeah.
You don't have hats.
Yeah, me neither.
They hate me for hats.
I don't have hats either.
What we got this was last week, right? We got the performance t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I got performance.
Comfort color sweatshirt, comfort colors crop sweatshirt,
I got
crop
those.
tops, and performance hoodies.
Oh, I don't have any of the performance ones.
Really?
No. I got comfort colors and crop top.
Performance hoodie, performance polo.
I don't
there's
have
one more, right? There's one more performance, I think.
Yeah, there's a performance quarter zip, like the short zip.
Yeah, I don't have that either.
Yeah, because the crazy part for me, like I've sold a couple of those already, which is weird. I haven't even put them up on it. that's unusual, at least for me. It usually takes a
I
little
have the
while.
exact same as you, Philip, as far as product.
I think there's definitely like 2 or 3 camps of people. I think like at this point, it's pretty clear that Juna is always kind of behind, and he only gets access to half the products.
That's right.
I get everything.
Which is crazy because you're premium tier, right, Juno?
Premium tier, 100K, 100,000.
100K. You've been in the program you're a dinosaur. Like,
I'm a dinosaur.
You should have all this stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100% he should. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's the camp like me and Adam. We have access to this
Most
set
of
of
it.
products. So
Yeah,
most
most
of
of
them, the hats are still missing, I think. And
Yeah.
besides that, maybe like the performance polo and quarter thing.
Yeah.
That's it. Some people have access to everything, and
We have
Yeah,
one
and
tool
then-
in the file in our
And then
group.
there's
Tier
me in tier
25 has
8,000
everything.
with access to everything from the day one, right?
You have
Yeah,
everything,
same thing.
Jay?
And I mean, I'm
Everything
like-
from
I'm
day
like-
one all the time. Yeah.
See,
yeah,
Wow.
same thing for me.
I mean, that's awesome. What is the criteria? That's what's crazy.
I got to move to Belize. I think that's it.
Dude, no, well, I've only been here 2.5 years, right? But it's always
Now-
been, like, I don't know.
I'm curious then, and not just you here, but also people in the chat. How have you sold any of these new products from last week? Like, have we seen any cool
Oh,
colours,
have we
crop
sold
tops?
any? I got to check mine. That's a
So
good
drop in the
question.
chat what you've sold, if anything.
Check in.
I'll double check as well.
I
Last
sold
none of
14
it.
days, maybe? Last 14 days?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've sold those quarter zips, which feels weird.
that's the ones Rick was saying that you sold like thousands of. I think
The quarter
the
zips, really?
quarter zips.
Yeah.
Adam.
Now,
I
I wonder if that's
sold.
I don't remember that. But
Are your designs, Andreas, like potentially geographically kind of exclusive in a way? I know you're in Sweden, but like, are your designs? I mean, maybe you're all over the map with your niches. I have no idea, but like, I'm trying to think of the buyer, right? Would be somebody who wears that often enough, maybe over a t-shirt to work, or is it? I don't know, something like.
I haven't sold a ton of them, just
Okay.
for reference. But it's just like, let me see how I can see this. You
Oh,
can see this in Pretty Merch, right?
You can, but
Yeah.
they don't have the
Probably
pictures yet. but
quickest way. Juna
Okay,
just
okay.
said he sold 2 crop tops. Nice.
Yeah, 2 crop tops.
Yeah. Okay, so
The
it's not
same for
that
me.
many. Yeah, I've sold 3 quarter zips. For me, it's been more or less like the hats are doing a lot better than that. But it's just like we got them last week, so I guess 3 is it's not that many.
So
And,
you got quarter zips last week?
Yeah, when they roll out the new things, I guess.
No, I think the
think-
quarter zips have been there for a while.
been a while.
Last week was
like
the
months, like before Christmas.
performance
wait.
t-shirt, performance hoodie, crop top, and the 2 comfort color.
But there's one called Performance Quarter Zip that I have.
That's old.
yeah, that you probably had that one for a while. That
yeah,
was
you had it for a while.
Okay,
Um,
okay. Never mind then.
So Juna sold 2 crop tops. I've sold 2 crop tops as oh no, just one. I've sold 1 crop top, but I think that one has potential because there's a lot of girls, right? Like your girlfriend Adam,
Yeah.
who really like crop tops.
Yeah,
I gotta see
definitely.
what my crop top that I sold.
Show
What's the
details.
design?
I've also sold 2 performance t-shirts.
Ooh.
And to my surprise, a performance hoodie, which just sold now.
Nice.
Oh
Cool.
wow, somebody just bought it.
Yeah. Put the bug in someone's ear.
So they are, and that's only within a week, and I've not uploaded that
Oh,
many
nice.
designs to them. So I feel like there's some good potential with these new products, maybe more so than
Have
some
you
of
been
the other
have
stuff.
you been pushing some though, Philip, with March Flow?
I haven't pushed many crop tops because they, I think, came like a couple days later. But I did push a lot of the other
Nice.
ones,
Yeah.
maybe like 500 designs or something. Not a crazy amount.
I sold a black one and a white one. Crop
Nice.
top. So nice.
Nice.
One's
Still
a new
scrolling
design
right
too.
now.
One's a pretty new design. So
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't really uploaded any. Just the ones that I do with my ads. Because when something gets 10 sales, I always bump up the price, add all the different products to it. So I've done it for a couple of them, because there's usually some a day that I have to do that. But I haven't sold any of those performance quarter zips, or no, the regular quarter zips. Never mind. Or like the performance shirts. No, it was the. I think I'm like making The new shirts are the performance t-shirts and the performance hoodies. The rest are like comfort colors, sweatshirts, crop sweatshirts, and crop tops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the new stuff from last week is performance hoodie.
Okay.
This row here, comfort colors to crop top.
Okay.
Performance
Gotcha.
tee, and that's the new stuff, I think, right?
What are you pricing those at? Are you getting the
Um,
same $7 royalty kind of thing, or starting does it
I've
zero?
been
And
uploading these at $22.99.
nice.
Nice.
These at $47.99.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
These are like 45 or $44.99. So it's like a
Okay.
$7 royalty.
Very
Crop tops. I think $24.99 is the one that sold for me.
okay.
So I wouldn't
Right.
shy away from a higher price. I mean, it depends, right? If you want to get some of these to rank quickly, price them lower. I'm
And
not really too bothered. I'm still uploading my t-shirts at the low price to get them to rank at the beginning.
Right.
But the other products, I tend to just start higher now. And
Yeah, I got to do that trick
hoodie-
you said. Up the prices on the things that are selling already and see.
Yeah, go
Oh,
straight
man.
to 24.
I've done that historically since like, I don't know, let's say 5-6 years ago. And like, yeah, you'll see like the BSR will climb a little and you'll dip in sales for about 2 weeks. But after that, it flattens out and you just go back to making the same amount of sales. You just end up with $2 extra per sale. So don't get too scared or change it back. Give it a good 30 days, right?
Yeah.
And do the ones even that if you have
Haven't
older
sold.
designs that have just never sold, maybe they've been up for like a year and a half, 2 years. Like, what do you got to lose?
Yeah,
And
that's true.
went
Right?
through and did that and just raised the price, and that little juice it
Market,
gives the
right?
algorithm. I mean, I've
And
sold,
it does give some kind of little juice
It
to the
does.
algorithm. I'm
there's
sure.
no other answer. I have just when I change my prices, I've been tracking it closely because I'm going to compare the 30 days before I change prices, like my average royalty, my return rate, my total sales, and then the 30 days after. And there's been multiple designs that I've had listed for 2 years, over 2 years old, and then I just raise the price and then they get a sale. A small percentage, right? I had hundreds or thousands that have never sold. But I mean, even just a handful, what do you have to lose? It's a few clicks of a button. And now those have established some sale. You could do the same, even just change. It doesn't have to be $24.99, just any price change, right? Like Jay's saying, that is going to send some juice into the system and you might get a
I
sale.
like juice.
Was there any juice in the forest when you were on a TV show there, Adam? I heard.
Right,
little
here we
birdie told me
go.
something.
There we go. Wow, what a good segue.
No juice really. A lot of bananas. That's what that was the main thing. Some bananas. And
Where did you go
where
with
were you?
bananas? Yeah.
Yeah,
I was in
where did you
Nicaragua.
eat bananas, Adam? Tell
Oh,
us.
wow.
Nicaragua. Wow.
Kind of
Let's
that
get
was-
into it.
Yeah, not too Central America, right? So
Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
convenient to have bananas just there and you can eat them.
well,
You have to go fishing.
Jay
and
could
stuff,
probably
though, right?
attest to this. All over Central America, it's not uncommon to find wild bananas. And these aren't like, when I say bananas, you go to a supermarket, bananas are this big. Those are all cultivated and farmed.
Yeah.
Wild bananas, like a big one would be about that big.
Yeah.
And
there's
about
like,
about a thickness of your thumb, and they were
Yeah, but
usually
they come in a bunch though, right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you get a whole, there's a bunch of them on them. So yeah, a lot of
Nobody
So you
knows
get
what we're
tired of
talking about
bananas
bananas.
after.
Though.
so do you want to tear the Band-Aid off and let people know what we're talking about? Because this is all news to me as of like an hour. Well,
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
How many
we were
days
talking
was
before
it?
the
How many days were you
stream
eating
about this.
bananas?
What'd you say, Juna?
How many
what?
days? How many days were you eating bananas out there?
Well, okay, so yeah, I did the what they're talking about is I did a survival show on Discovery Channel called Naked and Afraid. This was a long time ago, and yeah, so I did
That's
that
awesome.
and survived. The challenge is 21 days. That's the challenge. It's
Okay.
3 weeks, so 21 days to survive. They drop you off in a location with a stranger, and you meet that stranger for the first time naked. It's kind of awkward. And then you basically, the show premise is you either, are you going to get along and be a good team? Are you going to, do you have strengths to their weaknesses and vice versa? And it's this dynamic of two people, strangers, trying to survive in like harsh conditions, And so, yeah, I did that. And
you made it, huh?
yeah, I made it.
Made
It
You
was
survived
crazy.
for 3 weeks.
That's
So
amazing.
everyone give a round of applause.
No.
That's
That's
awesome.
not an easy
Well, it was
thing.
really cool. I was fortunate. I even got the opportunity to do it, and for me, it was a really good experience. Some people, I know some other people who've done the show or reality shows, and like things like that can always the edits and the final product that comes out. Some people have been very unhappy. So for me, it was a good experience, right? I got home safe. Like I got along with my partner. We accomplished the task, and I got a free trip to Nicaragua, so
Nice.
it all worked out.
Yeah.
What else did you eat there besides bananas? Did you have was it fish and stuff? What
There was no fish, man. If I wish there was fish, I'd have never
I would
left.
think that's like your strength right there. I'm like, put them in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a small little like drain, like a little creek drain near us, but it didn't have fish. So what it did have though was these wild little jungle crabs. They're just crabs
Cool.
about that big that, when Nicaragua was the last ice age or whatever. Oh, and let me clarify. I wasn't on the coast. I was in the highlands of Nicaragua in the center.
Man.
So I was kind of up in the highland jungle, like about 3,000 feet elevation.
That gets cold.
Yeah, it was really cold at night. That was
Wow.
really hard. That was the hardest part actually of the whole challenge was
Keeping
the
warm.
nights were long because it's on the equator. It's like full 12-hour nights.
Yeah.
Cold at night. The daytime it was very comfortable, but at night, man, that night sucked. It was tough.
Wow. Cold
Yeah.
and wet, sounds like.
Yeah. But I ate crabs. I ate these little crabs. I ate some worms, lizards, snakes, a couple snakes.
You're a survivor.
Didn't you? Because I've seen this. Didn't you almost get bitten by a snake or your partner or something? And then
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
when
no,
we
you
were
did.
walking home from walking back to our camp from where we were kind of hanging out earlier, it was right around sunset, and on the trail we were walking, I almost stepped on a fertilance, which is a venomous viper, that's native to Central America, and I almost stepped on it, and I had like my little walking stick or whatever, so I ended up killing it and eating it, and I still feel bad about that because I love snakes. Like I've never intentionally killed a snake my whole life. I don't fear them in the sense that like, oh, gross. I respect them, but it was part of the show. It was we truly were eating every piece of it or whatever. But yeah, it was a fertilance, and that was a big deal because on a previous season of the show, a producer for Discovery Channel stepped like over a log, and his foot, when he over on the other side, stepped on a fertilance, and he got bit in his calf, and he had to get like skin grafts, and I mean he was like multiple operations. So when the crew saw that and got that footage, I mean they were like, from a production standpoint, they'd hit the jackpot.
Gold mine.
Like snakes and people, it's like, they thought that was such a big deal. And me and Jacqueline, my partner, we were kind of like, yeah, man, it's kind of bummed. We didn't really want to kill it, but we needed to, and that kind of thing. But they loved it. They ate it up.
Wow.
Jeez.
But didn't you also lose a lot of weight during that whole process, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I lost a ton of weight. I put on I tried to put on like 10 or 15 pounds before I went. But when I first got to a scale, that was at the airport about 24 hours later. So I had eaten, a couple meals and whatnot, but I got on this scale there and I had lost 25 pounds in 21 days.
21 days. Oh my gosh.
And probably a little bit more, right? Because like I said, that was about a day after. I probably hydrated up a little bit more, but yeah, I lost a lot of weight.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, he showed us pictures of it, and it was just crazy to see the difference.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is probably, I would say, 2/3 of the way through the challenge, just based on like my beard and my hair and like how skinny I am and stuff. That necklace that I'm wearing, if you notice on the show, every single person wears that. That little charm on the middle, that's actually a microphone.
Oh,
and the wire goes in that black necklace and jumps over to that satchel right there. And the wire runs down the satchel into, there's an actual satchel, and in there is a little wireless battery pack. That's how they're able to keep everybody mic'd, as they're walking around and stuff, instead of having a big, mic.
Crazy. You're famous.
Smart.
You almost look older in that picture than you do now.
I was pretty ragged there. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
This was 2014, by the way, for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Reference. Like, this is a
Pardon my
while back.
language. 12 years. Wow.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It doesn't. It is in some ways it doesn't feel that long ago, and then other times it's like, man, that wasn't long.
Lifetime. Yeah. Crazy.
And
That's cool.
That jungle back there, you can see that's representative of where we were. So
Yeah.
you have these kind of limestone rocks and boulders. It's definitely some elevation. It's like limestone. Picture like an old limestone, volcano or something or whatever, and it's eroded down, and the jungle's kind of taking it over. So it was like hell on my feet, like my bare feet.
Mhm.
Oh, just absolutely. I tried to train my feet beforehand, like, to callus them up and everything. And I'm from Florida. I spent a lot of time barefoot, and my feet were just wrecked. I don't want to spend the whole show talking about this. These people want print on demand answers. They don't want to talk about boring.
No, this is the important stuff.
Yeah.
But basically, I'd known this for a little while because I met Adam 2024. But the funny thing was when we were at this POD summit in Austin, everyone kind of found out the last evening when we went out for a meal. Everyone was a little bit, I wouldn't say drunk, but everyone had a few drinks maybe.
Yeah,
And
it was the last
everyone
night.
was already,
Everybody was kind of
everyone was
sure,
already warmed up with each other, and then it kind of came out randomly, and the atmosphere in that room was so
oh
crazy.
my gosh,
super
people were
loud.
just,
So half the people couldn't really understand even what happened, what's going on, and what Adam did, and misunderstood.
Yeah, like
it.
Andreas was like, he would be like, hang on, help me understand. And he's like, Adam, you just went outside and you just stayed out there, and there's, what did you eat, and what about the bugs? And remember that, Andreas? You just kept asking, like, "Wait, help me understand this. Like, you did this? You volunteered for this? You
on purpose? Yeah, but then you kind of get to know, like, then I kind of got to know you better at the bar specifically, because then you kind of understood that, okay, this, like, how I feel about music, this is how you feel about, like, survival. Just like the, and then when I, like, mentioned the outdoor boys, I kind of got the vibe.
Yeah, Outdoor Boys. Yeah, that's one of my favorite channels. But yeah, I like doing all that stuff. So, for me, it really was like, I had grown up doing a lot of that and testing myself and doing all that fun stuff. So for me, I really treated it like, hey, this is a vacation. I don't care if it's on TV or not. I mean, obviously, I didn't even. That's what everybody said was like, why didn't you make a YouTube channel? Like, why haven't you done a YouTube about this? Because actually, there's like more than a few people from Naked and Afraid and from Alone and stuff that have gone on and
blown up
million subs, like huge channels, gotten all kinds of stuff. I never did any of that, but it was fun. It was really fun, like seeing everybody's reaction. It really was. Everybody got a really good kick out of it and was just like, no way. And then people are pulling it up, and it was fun.
Crazy.
The best thing though was to just understand how passionate you feel about it. You could just feel it like burning in you. I think that was the best thing for me, at least, just to feel how passionate you are about like survival and like all that jazz.
Yeah, all that outdoorsy stuff. I like that stuff. That's why I do print on demand, so I can go do that stuff.
Yeah,
that's everybody's got to have a why, right? And it's not
Exactly.
just so that you can get to the higher tier. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%,
All those antlers that you see in the background there behind Adam's head.
Yeah.
They're not fake. All from his
around here.
outdoor activities.
Yeah.
That's what that
whole
is.
house is full.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a gold mine of little what would you call them?
It's
Trophies.
like a mix between like trinkets and fossils and natural history. It's kind of like a little antique hoarder outdoorsy museum. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
that's
a good
like
way to describe it.
It's cool.
So that's
We
like
got
a small
some little
taste
bones.
of the whole thing, right?
What's that?
That's like a small taste of the whole thing, because I didn't like see it really what it was in the background, but now that you guys said it was like the skulls and everything, I can really see it for sure.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
I've got
cool.
all kinds of stuff here. I'll go get one to show you guys.
Oh,
Adam, like
show
one of
and
those
tell. Here we go.
arrowheads that you talked about. Could you show us one of those?
An arrowhead?
He talked a lot about the arrows, like finding arrowheads.
Wow.
Oh, nice. In the dirt or wherever he's looking.
Yeah, like
from-
really finding them himself.
Right, we've got to get this center stage.
Oh,
Oh,
crocodile? What is this?
That's a gator, isn't it?
Gator?
yeah, that's a gator.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Wow.
So you can see how big that is. Look how my head could fit inside that thing. You know,
we got Crocs here,
That's
but
like
they don't
half
even
your
get
body.
that big. They don't get
Yeah.
that big at all. Crazy.
And this is
God.
one that you killed, yeah? Or
yeah. There is a hunting season, and a long time ago.
You can hunt alligators, huh?
Yep, you can. It's part of the management, to keep the numbers under control, reduce human conflicts. It raises money, does all sorts of things. And Florida, it's got the second biggest alligator population, only behind Louisiana. And so anyway, this was a big one. This was about a
that's
7.5
insane.
footer.
It's like this, right?
That's a dinosaur.
It's like
right
from
there.
it's like from your head to your belly.
Yeah, it really is. Look, I mean,
That could just chomp you in 2 bites.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
some giant
that's
ones.
crazy big.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I
Jim.
know stuff like that.
Did you eat that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah, we eat all of it.
Alligator
Gator
burgers.
tail is actually fantastic. It's kind of like a mix between. It's closer to chicken. It's kind of like a mix between chicken and fish, but it leans closer to chicken. But it's typically a white meat like that. You fry it up.
Wow.
You can make all kinds of good stuff with it. Yeah.
Would you say close to frog in a smaller capacity?
Yes, actually. Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say frog's maybe a little bit more tender. Gator can be a little bit more chewy, but definitely very similar. That's a good analogy.
Cool. Interesting. Crazy.
Partner for the show.
Love it.
She was down.
Your partner for the show, Jacqueline. Yeah, that was the partner of my show, Jacqueline. She was great. She we got along really good. She's from Arizona. I haven't talked to her in a couple years now, but we kept in touch for a while, and we did it. We made the full 21 days. So that was the challenge.
That's a cool niche, gator food.
Gator
Always
food.
thinking niches.
Yeah,
I like
alligator hunting. There is a niche on that for sure. There's some shirts on there.
And alligators are a big symbol of Florida as well, right? So if you're making Florida-related designs, that's definitely something to implement.
Yep. Alligators are good for anything Florida. Alligators, manatees, flamingos, especially for like South Florida. You just want to be careful not to do anything with the Florida Gators, which is the football team, because they sell merch on there, and you got to be careful with that. So avoid Florida Gators, the University of Florida related stuff, but otherwise, there's
no blue and orange. Even the colors are copyrighted.
Exactly. You got to be careful with all that stuff. If you even upload something that doesn't have that, but it's got the blue and orange, it'll probably get rejected or taken down. So
a lot of good gator puns too, though. So I've seen the later gator and all the other
later alligator. Yeah, that's been popping up lately. I have seen some of those too. I don't know why that's been trending lately, or I've been seeing more, but. Yeah, there was, and also you see a lot of the alligator, kind of like the frog, the frog guy and the little raccoon. Sometimes there's like the standing alligator, you can feel it, the goose, kind of in that world.
There you go.
There's no animal that's off the table that way, though.
Yeah, there's really not. You're right. It's almost endless creativity with that kind of stuff.
For sure.
So, Jay just said in the private chat that he's got to bounce soon, but you also were one of the people I think that suggested talking about Claude, right? So maybe we talk about that a little bit before you go.
Sure, yeah, just to fill it out, because I've been playing with some like artifacts, which are basically like an interactive. Instead of like PDFs now, you can just make interactive type stuff, and it's like small apps, and it's been really fun. Yeah, so I don't know, just curious if you guys have been dabbling in making any kind of your own apps and stuff like that, as opposed to doing the whole vibe code stuff with all the other things that were out there, because you can do it right now with Codex in ChatGPT and OpenAI, but also using not even Claude Code necessarily, but just making artifacts with Claude alone. Pretty incredible. You can build your own dashboard in like minutes just to keep track of everything you need to do, which has been really interesting for me because like I don't know, not that they all fire off. I don't want to sound like it's like making millions or anything, but like, when you have like 10 different income streams, it's hard to keep track of everything and allocating budget over here for advertising costs, expenses, whatnot, right? Like it's been really cool that way.
So you've been using Codex and just the normal Claude, like the AI Claude, not Codework or Claude Code?
I haven't used Codex much yet. That's the OpenAI side, but dabbling or just having fun with artifacts in Claude. So you can just, yeah, that has been so much fun. And Claude Code for me is going to be something I'm diving into in, I think, a bigger way, because I want to do something more robust. And it just sorts itself out. It's like you don't need. It's easier than vibe coding, you know. In a way, because it implements its own changes, and and you can have agents set up to test and test and test, and they communicate to each other and tell each other what to fix. So yeah, I don't know, just kind of mind blown with it all and trying to stay on top of it.
So how would you, as someone who's getting into it more recently, how would you kind of describe it? Because I think a lot of people have used AI right at this point in POD, but it's ChatGPT, Gemini. It's like asking them questions or generating images.
Yeah.
How would you describe the difference here to someone who doesn't know what vibe coding is or doesn't know what Claude is and all this stuff?
For an example, let's say you struggle with SEO on Etsy ads, right? We'll make it POD specific here. If you struggle with like maybe listing optimization, so like in the last 4 or 5 days, I've been working on a listing optimizer. So it gets to a point where it's like, okay, the basics is like, I want to know if this listing is why it's not selling ultimately, right? We want to fix a broken listing that exists. So you can take that, the listing title, you can take your tags, drop it into this thing. You take the listing image, drop it in, basically the components, and it'll analyze it based on, and you can tell it what criteria to analyze it on. So you're going to start with a chat that says, build me an app where I can drop my listing information in, and then tell me why it's not selling. And then it'll start creating its own kind of system of rules, as if we were to create, if you've ever created your own GPT kind of thing, you got a whole system of rules that you create. It starts doing that itself, and then it iterates on that. And then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, what about if I just drop the URL in? Can you do that? And it's like, yeah, absolutely, just do that. So have a manual, and then now I've got two sides of it where you can drop stuff in, which works if you haven't yet listed it and you just want to see what it looks like. But then you could also just drop a URL in, and it analyzes things based on the criteria you set. You literally, so two things now. One big thing that just Chrome introduced like a month ago, where you can have like two windows on one browser window. You can have two tabs in the same. So Claude will open essentially like that. So on your right side, so when you guys facing the screen will be there, it'll have the app test running, and you can just iterate on that or implement and test it as you go. And then you can actually set these live for use, public facing if you want, but and have them hosted for free with like WordPress plugins or like Netify, a couple of different hosting things. So ultimately you're building web-based apps that you can host for free, and you're building them for free, or at least with your $20 account on Claude, which is, it's hard to dumb it down any further than that, but you can just tell it to build an app to help you do something, and it'll do it.
Wow. Yeah. Just need a good idea.
And you don't have to understand code. I think that's
you don't have to understand any code, man. Not at all.
Yeah.
And it's like vibe coding, call it from a year and a half ago, whatever it's been now. That was like you needed to troubleshoot, and you needed a subscription to this other app that only did that and built these apps. But in this, you're having like a communication. And if you can't think of what to type, you can just go to voice mode and just talk it out, and it'll kind of, the way you do with ChatGPT, it'll just figure out and have a conversation and tell it what you want to do. And it sounds and it feels so awkward at first talking to a machine, but you get over it pretty quick, right? It's easier than making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And I think the way I would describe it to someone who's new to it and maybe apprehensive to it, like I was for a while as well, it's like, why would you want to build apps? Really, the end goal with, and why Claude is so good, is it's really good at solving problems, like things that you struggle with, things that you have to do all the time, and that maybe other tools can do, or Gemini can't do, ChatGPT can't do, because they're so limited in the constraints of OpenAI or Google. Claude or Codex, they can help you solve this thing. You just explain your problem and ask for the best solutions. It will kind of interview you to figure out more details, and then it will suggest solutions and help you build them and walk you through it almost like you're a 5-year-old. Like you can literally tell it, talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old, make it easy, like I don't understand code. And it's really, a lot of it is just talking to it.
Wow.
and it can help you solve problems you didn't even know could be solved, because it's a lot more powerful than your average like just AI chatbot.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I mean,
Now you, Andreas, you
it's great.
quite a bit deeper into this, right? Or you've been building stuff for longer. So how would you well, what do you think about Claude in general?
Yeah, so I've been doing like vibe coding now since August of last year, and been very deep in it since then. And I started with just ChatGPT, and then when Opus 4.6 dropped in February of this year, I started using Claude, and just noticed how insanely good it is at just making apps and like doing all the stuff. I've been using it in different ways. I've been using it like, for instance, like the terminal was something that I was really like intimidated by, and just installing Homebrew or like an npm package made me feel like a big hacker.
I learned what a node is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But what I've just done ever since but it's like October, November of last year, I've just simplified the whole process. Like I barely use like using Claude Code in the way of using like, for instance, VS Code or like the terminal, or like double checking all things with cursor and stuff like that. I don't use Claude Code like that. I'm doing similar to what you do, Jay, because since the same engine is used in Claude Chat as in Claude, like the Claude Code app, I'm literally just talking to Claude Code, because like in Claude Code in the terminal, you're also talking to it, but there's so many moving parts. So I've been deep in it. I've been making maps for my community. Like one app, for instance, that's probably the most popular one, is one where you just upload designs, and then you get SEO for all of those designs.
Mhm.
That's exactly the way I teach. And then you can do a trademark check on every single one of them, and that's really reliable. And then if there's any like words that just pop ups that are trademarked, you can just replace those instantly. But then the app tells you how it thinks, so you also learn how to think about trademarks and how that works. But I have like,
sounds like
I've
we
been-
built a very similar. Sounds like we built a very similar app building for sure.
yeah,
This is checking the USPTO. I haven't decided to tell it to check anywhere other than the USPTO, but that's where it goes.
Yeah, like I have my own database to do that. I use Supabase for that. But like I've been deep into this whole vibe coding thing. Like
Amazing.
one thing too that I really wanted to automate was the whole accounting thing with Etsy, to make that super easy. So I've done that. That was probably the first app. But now essentially I have apps that basically automates the whole process of doing Etsy, from creating designs to publishing designs and every step in between, including like accounting stuff and stuff like that. But it's something that I've been working on very deeply since August of last year. And it's, yeah, I think the key thing to just know with this is that like you can literally make whatever you want. That's the craziest and the best part about this whole thing. But you really got to understand the thing that you're talking about super deeply. Like I tried to automate a lot of my YouTube stuff, and then I just understood that I don't know YouTube deeply enough to do that. So I'm going back to the manual way, just writing scripts by hand, spending hours doing that. But in order to do any of this stuff, like without a context, AI is literally like not good at all. If you're using like the just regular chat to do anything, it has so many mistakes when it comes to really nuanced things like
You need to
tax
be able
code.
to tell it specifics, right? And
Yes, you need to be the expert.
Yeah,
you really need to be the expert that guides how it works. And like, because the context is everything when it comes to this. If you don't have any context, the AI gets so many things wrong. So you like, if you want, for instance, wanted to know how to do the accounting stuff, you really know how to. You need to know how to do that stuff deeply. If you want to know how to do SEO, you need to know how to do that deeply. For instance, when I made my own AI designer, and I need to explain how it needs to like remove a background super deeply, so it just understands that like you shouldn't do this, it should do that. So it just understands how to do everything. But you need to understand the core subject deeply, otherwise AI is kind of honestly useless. and because if you rely on the general data that it has, it gets way too many things wrong. That's been my perspective on it. But yeah, I literally love it so much. It's it feels like a dream come true, but at the same time, it's a ton of work. Like I've been deep into this since August. So
it's been so much fun now that it's integrated with things that I'm a little more familiar with, like the Claudes of the world or the ChatGPTs of the world, right? As opposed to having to learn Lovable and all these other different vibe coding apps separately. So yeah I mean.
The key thing to that I also noticed when I did this was that it really, really forced me to simplify my own knowledge down into into first principles, essentially, in order to actually make these work. Like, what makes an SEO, or like why does this SEO work? Why do I always do SEO like this? Why does this work? Because in order for the app to work, so you need to understand it so deeply, and to have it have everything organized in your head so deeply, so that you can transfer that to the app. That's literally the hardest part about it, because you have to simplify everything down super much in order for it to put those pieces into the app. Like one of the biggest ones that I didn't even think was my hardest app was my listing editor, where you can bulk edit your whole listings on Etsy. Like you can attach variational templates to your listings, but making that work was insane, an insane amount of work.
Right, Jay and June have got to drop, I think. So we'll say bye to you. Thanks for joining us. This is really fun.
Good to see you guys. That was fun.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Likewise. Thanks again, Philip, for doing this. Yeah, for sure. Always fun.
Yeah,
this is
have
really
a good
cool.
rest of your day.
All right.
Anytime.
See you guys.
Later, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
See you guys.
I need to jet tool. Wait, is this again related to the cold plunge? Oh, I don't get this.
No, he's saying
It's June who wrote that.
What?
I need to jet too. Like he's saying I got to go too.
Tool. Oh, not tool.
I think it was just a typo. Or maybe he needs a jet tool. I don't know. Juna, stay tuned. We'll know on the next episode.
I was thinking about Andreas's cold plunge experience, because he had the jet up his bum. He was talking about
Oh,
it.
Yeah. I thought it was ice cold, really, really cold.
What is But while we're on that topic again, we'll get your opinion on Claude as well, Adam, because I've been using it quite a bit. But while we're on the topic of Austin, is there anything else we could talk about? Maybe that was interesting from that. We went in a Waymo, Andreas.
Yeah,
had a Waymo trip together.
That was crazy. But one thing that I'd really like to ask you guys was what was that scuba thing that happened?
No, we don't know.
As good as ours. Your guess is as good as ours. I mean, truly, I thought they said, well, we were just doing, because Philip loves donuts, so we were just doing the donut shot or whatever, and there was that chair to sit in, and we had already said, okay, Philip, you sit there, and then so Philip handed me the camera, so I'm filming, and then the group of kids just was like, can we scuba in your video? Can we scuba in your video? And I thought they said Zumba, like the dance. I thought they were saying Zumba. And I go, Zumba? Oh, okay, I get it. Whatever. And then somebody, and then Philip's like, yeah, sure. And then they just started doing that. And we were just like, what the heck was that?
Yeah.
You were so chill there too. It's like, okay, what the hell is even happening now?
It was a surprise to all of us.
Yeah, it was a very bizarre moment. Adam did a great job of catching that from a good angle, and
I leaned in and tried to get all the shot of Philip doing it, because it was just good lighting and it was colorful and it was just funny. It was random as heck.
So random, yeah.
It felt super random too watching it.
I've been trying to figure out what it is. I mean, we did Google it and stuff, but it's
like a dance thing. Yeah, see, Matt just said it's a dance you see football players do it after a touchdown. I've never seen that. But I did see on TikTok, it's a thing, the scuba dance, and it's people are doing it,
My girlfriend's daughter, who's on TikTok a lot, said is some popular girl on there did it, and now everyone's copying it. It's probably in a similar vein of the 6-7, just something silly someone did and it's being copied.
Now there's going to be 10,000 scuba shirts tomorrow morning. I think we already checked. There really wasn't anything selling, right? In scuba shirt?
No. I think when we checked,
it was the most random thing.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. Like they said, can we scuba on your vlog? They did that. And then they walked away. Like it's such a strange interaction.
One
But
thing though,
they,
watching that vlog back made me miss everyone so. I think I wrote that to you, Philip. Like, I mean, it made me miss
Yeah.
everyone so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
me,
definitely.
me
No,
too.
me
That
too.
was basically the first week after getting back. I was just editing that vlog mostly. So that was like my
Yeah.
my therapy for missing America and missing the POD Summit group.
Yeah, that was a really good time, and I'm really glad that you got that video. I know there's more footage, and only so much can go in the video, and then there's other times when we probably were like, "Dang, why didn't we film that?"
Yeah.
Like looking back. But yeah, that was a good time. I hope we can do it again next year. I hope it gets organized somewhere in some way or something.
Yeah, for sure. We should try and keep it up, do it like a yearly thing. That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
I have one thing, Philip, that I wanted to show you guys before we jump off. I got this in the mail when I ordered a merch shirt. I don't know. Can you guys even read that?
Wait, let me.
Wait, what?
Big. Thank you for
Personalized
your
designs?
order. 15% off a custom T-shirt. All right.
So you guys know the Amazon lister. You guys know the Amazon custom shirt listing?
Yeah.
No. Can you? Is there like a link on that?
Just
Yeah,
go,
QR code.
go to Amazon right now, Andreas, and just type in custom shirt, and I bet it'll come up.
Just it's the top seller on Amazon merch most of the time.
Let me just change this to the US.
Yeah, type in custom shirt, and it's the first, at least on mine, it's the first organic. It says modify by merch by Amazon, 2K sold in the past month.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Let me check. Yeah, 10K bought in the past month. Yeah.
So that's basically Amazon just is saying, hey, we're doing our merch shirt, and the customer, all they have to do is drag and drop their design, and they get it sent to them. And I just ordered a merch shirt, and now they're putting these in merch shirts.
What?
Well, inserts. There we go. That's the listing we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one that I found too. But wait. Which is that FBA or is it still like?
No, it's Amazon merch.
It says it's Amazon's merch. It's just they're basically using. Think of their printings. Their factories or their logistics, Andreas. They're just saying now the customer just uploads it. Their AI probably formats it to the right compression or size or whatever, and then they just get it mailed right to them.
Okay.
But this has been around for, Philip, I would say at least a year and a half or so.
This shirt, yeah.
I see added
2024 April.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I see too.
So, but them now advertising it, this is new to my knowledge. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I just was passing along because that's
Now that's super
one of the things that people, is a possible threat or whatever to Amazon. Now, I still don't think this is a drop in the bucket, right? Even though it says 10K sold in a month. Is that what it said? That's a drop in the bucket. If we talk about the entire merch volume, that's negligible.
Yeah, for sure.
Something to be aware of, right?
I'm still not
just everyone on the call today probably gets more sales than that a month. So it is a drop in the bucket, but it's interesting to see that they're doing that. Definitely want to drive more people to use that listing because it probably converts well for them or something.
Yeah, well, it's another 15% off of that listing if they scan this code. So it's a 15% off of that price.
But it's also probably a sign of what Amazon merch is trying to do is taking away some of Etsy's crowd because they hired for someone last year to help develop custom listings. Mm-hmm. They have these ones where it's not really custom, you just upload a picture, right? But that is what Etsy is so known for, and they have a big market share on that. Amazon doesn't. So and this is really going to hurt the people that are like the local mom and pop print shops that are print normally when you want like 10 matching shirts for your kid's birthday or little league or something like that. Now somebody could just with AI make a design, put it on here, and then order like 10 of them right to their house, all individual size or colors. You don't have to worry about like the local print shop minimums and things like that. Because I've done that for fishing shirts for me and my buddies. And
it's always like, no, you gotta, we need 8 shirts, and he's like, I have a 12 order minimum, so then you gotta get like 4 extra, and then you gotta spend, $100 setup fee before you can blah blah blah, things like that. I think it's likely to impact those people first before it really starts impacting us, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. But in all the honesty, like I still think that like all my sales are just still growing year on year. So I still think that like Amazon, like it's really hard to get it going, to get to that step where you're actually making consistent sales. You have at least like 1,000 like design slots. But it's been growing steadily for me year on year without doing much work at all. So
Yeah,
I
that's
still
great.
have a strong like gut feeling of that Amazon merch is a good like long-term play as long as you're on the platform. The only thing is like, how are they gonna play out the personalization thing? That's been on my mind. And I didn't actually know about this. But I've seen though, because my thinking too is that like taking people's designs and just making something personalized within it. That would be a game changer too. But it's a different approach to the whole thing. Like having one section that you can actually like personalize according to the customers, whatever they want to write. That would be a good thing. But
I think eventually Amazon will have it like natively built into like that listing, for example, where it'll be a text box, text box 1, text box 2, drop down, kind of like you see on some of the other customization tools. But then that'll just be piped right into this same thing for a merch shirt. It just prints they have 50 different fonts you can choose from. I think you'll see that more commonly on average Amazon listings.
the thing
that they can do that.
The thing that they can't really replicate though is like unique designs that you can customize, because that still comes from the sellers. And I think so that's why I also think that we still have a really long shelf life with this, because we still like know how to make the designs that people want.
Yeah. Like if somebody had a picture of their dog and they wanted to make a custom watercolor version, you're saying that's kind of like an advantage, because the Etsy seller is going to take the time, make sure it looks right, make sure it matches the image. Whereas this kind of stuff isn't set for that yet.
Exactly. And I think with Amazon overall, you can put your whole design into it, but I don't think everyone wants that. If someone wants like a custom like Father's Day shirt, they want to see what's out there and see what actually fits them. But like making your own design also gives for someone who's not a designer and just wants to buy a Father's Day gift, for instance, since Father's Day is coming up now in June, I don't think every single one will want to make their own designs. Some of them probably will, but I think someone will want one of the most popular things with Etsy is just taking a design, personalizing one part of it. And I think that will still stand.
Totally. I think it's like with anything. Like everyone knows, most people know how to cook themselves, but everyone still goes to restaurants and orders takeaway, right? It's not about being able to do it. It's, do you want to spend the time and effort to do it, or learn how to do it?
Exactly. But one thing too that I'd like to just ask both of you, what's your I know that you've been both doing Claude Code now for a little while, since we came back home from Austin. What's been your take with doing the whole Claude Code thing? How do you do it? How do you approach it? And have you learned anything cool?
Go ahead.
I'll let you go first.
Me?
You haven't talked about Claude yet, no?
Okay. I've primarily just been using Claude Cowork on the desktop app. I've not even tried Claude Code at all. I've used the chat a few times. Mostly what I've done right now is I've just personally segmented out like my 4 main buckets, right, of like my business, right? Like there's merch by Amazon, and there's like our community, right, and then a couple other things. And I've just been trying to educate it on those businesses, like what entails with it, what all is entailed, what are my goals, like what kind of working style, right, so that it builds up like the knowledge database, so that then anytime I can go into that folder and it has, right, the MD file, all the background. So I've done that. And then now since then, I've just been building little tools, kind of like what you guys are saying. I've got one that, I drag all my designs in and it makes it for my uploading file. I've got another one that I haven't even showed Philip yet that I've been working on or about finished, and it's a bulk prompt generator. So I can basically type in like just a little bit of information, like a niche, maybe if I have text I want to include, and then I have it linked to our Miro board in our group, which has 72 different styles, and that I have as a drop down. So I can create basically 100 designs, 100 prompts, 1,000 prompts, and I could have them in 10 different styles, and then that outputs a CSV file, which I've now built into an automatic image generator. So I drag this CSV file in, and I've got it linked up to 5 or 6 APIs. I've got it linked up to Nano Banana Pro and 2. I've got it linked up to ChatGPT, the new image 2. I've got it linked up to Seedance and Ideogram. And I could just type in which models I want to make the images on that list. So like I can run multiple. So that's one thing that's really cool. If I have like 10 ideas, right, but I don't know what's going to be the best to make them, ChatGPT or Nano Banana, I can put in both of those and it will simultaneously do one in ChatGPT, one in Nano, one in ChatGPT, one in Nano. Anyway, then it spits it out into a folder on my computer where it goes through an automatic optimization, and that upscales it to the proper size and dimensions, removes the background, and then enlarges and centers it, you know, in the chest area of the template. And then file names it, right? It's pulling the file name data from the prompt and from that. So basically a pipeline. Okay. Yeah. That's what I've been building, and that's what I've been working on. Philip knows it. I was doing it on Google, like the old Google way, like a couple months ago, but Claude, I've been able to do that. So, but none of these tools talk to each other. So those are 3 separate modular components. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I haven't really built this like cohesive system or this big like cohesive dashboard like Jay was talking about. That's what I want. I want to sit down and feel like I'm Captain Kirk on Star Trek, and I have like all my boards of all my things, and it shows, you know, everything, and then I can easily shortcut and jump to stuff. But like right now, I feel it's very piecemealed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like a little bit of info here on this project, a little bit on this project, a little bit on this.
So that's really cool. That's kind of where I'm at. Okay. But have you made, is that what you've made just in like the last 2 or 3 weeks since you got home?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah. But with co-work, like Jay was talking about, and like you guys are saying, I mean, I'm dumb, Andreas. I don't have any coding background or any of that stuff. Like that kind of stuff really.
Yeah. Trying to log on to a StreamYard through a Google Meet link.
I mean, literally, I was clicking that wrong. Anyway, so really, it's just been, I can think of like the end product, right? And then I'll just describe it, and I'll just, continue to iterate. And from the first version that I made to what it is now, I bet there's been 25 updates, where I said, oh, that's not working, change this. Or, oh, the thumbnail's cut off on the left, change that. Okay, now I want the ability to clear form. Okay, now I want you to keep I have a running tab of, it shows me how many credit or how much my cost is for each run. So it'll tell me, like when I do the bulk generator for a CSV, that runs an API call, so that it can scan the images. And I got the little counter up there, like little things like that, multiple iterations. It's not like it was one thing, but I'll just keep talking to it, and then I'll test it. And I've been making tons of designs just testing this tool, in the background remover and just bouncing around and just keep trying to improve it a little bit at a time.
Okay, that's awesome. I mean, that's the process that I do too, because I feel the same way. Like I don't know anything about coding. And at one point, like a couple months ago with ChatGPT, this was the reason that I moved from ChatGPT to Claude, was that they truncated you. So when you wanted to make a new file, for instance, to update your app, because I could just say the same thing that you did, like I want to fix this thing, this doesn't work, then just give me the new file so I can just put that into GitHub, so I can just update it. I don't want to go into the code. But whenever I had to go into the code, because ChatGPT did truncate you with I had to swap out different codes to something else, and just copy pasting code makes it hard, because there's like these like divs and stuff like that, like these brackets of code that you have to understand, like the segments of code that they do, and just that part made it all weird for me. So I feel the same thing It's the same type of way that I do it too.
What about you? I saw you nodding, and I know you've been working on the stuff for the school group, and I know you're working on stuff before you left here. What's your latest or thoughts? And
yeah, I've mostly been using Claude Code. I did start with co-work as well. The first thing I tried, and I recommend this to anyone, is just first thing I tried is one little bottleneck or one thing that I've always wanted to have fixed in my workflow, and that's being able to rename files, like my PNG files, quickly and easily with the tool rather than having to do it manually. Nice. Because I like to use sometimes the file names as the actual title for Amazon, and that was an eye-opener, just the fact that you can build a tool that controls the file names in your folder. And that's something you can't just do with ChatGPT itself or Gemini. You can't tell it, hey, change my file names to Amazon SEO. It just won't. Right. So all in all, for me, I think starting to use Claude has just been a big paradigm shift of like, hey, this tool can access and edit my files in a way that's beneficial to me and saves me time. Like I had it tidy up. How many of you watching or you in the call here like have a really messy downloads folder because you're constantly downloading images, screenshots, documents for your bookkeeping, all this kind of like invoices.
It's messy.
Yeah. And then it's just this pressing thing and you never have time to tidy it up. And I just basically in 2 minutes had Claude tidy it up and separate it into folders, and now it's fine. And that was like another aha moment where like, oh wow, this can help me out with stuff I didn't even realize it can help me out with.
Philip, for the people that haven't tried that, you basically you gave it access to that, right? That's how you give it access to that folder. So he gave it access to the downloads. So you control that.
You control what you give it access to, exactly. So it's not like it can just access anything on your PC. You do have to allow it first. And what I've mainly been doing so far is using Claude Code to kind of similar to Adam said, look at the different parts of my business, like YouTube, print on demand, school, and separate them, build a source of truth, which is what Adam said is also known as an MD file, to help Claude understand your business or your parts of the business, and kind of work as a memory that it can refer back to, and also help you analyze bottlenecks, stuff like that. So that's one thing I would recommend trying initially is build out a source of truth document. And I've just been trying to solve bottlenecks and make things easy for people in the school so far. That's what I've focused on because that's where a lot of my time is right now, like working day wise. And then once I've sorted some of those bottlenecks, then I'm going to move on to similar things to what Adam is doing, is like trying to automate the POD stuff more. And yeah, it's been super fun, just to kind of go down the rabbit hole of what's possible, right? And some things that I've learned, and I'll probably make a video about this as well separately. Some things I've learned is sometimes you just have to ask it, can you not just do this for me? Like,
yeah,
because there's instances where it's had me do stuff and I'm like, this is super annoying. Why do I have to do all this stuff over and over again? And I'm like, do this for me. Oh yeah, I can just do this for you.
Yeah.
Great. Why didn't you realize that earlier? Like the AI isn't perfect as usual. So that's definitely a good one. Or one that Jose taught us as well is, are we doing this the smartest way? Like verify with fresh eyes that we're doing this the right way. Is there a better way to do this? Whilst you're in the same chat and you're going on for a while, you might go down the wrong path at one point, and just asking those verifying questions can help you out.
That's interesting. Wait, are you asking Claude that if there's this better way?
Yeah.
Okay, and in what context do you ask? Like, is it what types of like, what thing is it that you want to solve? We would ask Claude that kind of question.
Well, I could tell you one, like the tool I was just talking about when I was building that, and it would build an iteration. It'd say, okay, and then it would tell me to test it or whatever. And then it would work. And maybe I'd say, okay, this is good, but like, I don't know what else does it need, or what else am I missing? And I would just go back and I would say, okay, go back through and verify, like Philip said, go back through and verify. Do not use memory. Verify like what's in the chat and in the code. And then I'll remind it and I'll say, go back to and read the MD file. And in mine particularly, I emphasize simple. Like I want simple systems. And I always ask it is, can we make this more simple? Is there a way to make this so it uses less tokens? Is there, you know what I mean? And oftentimes it'll go, oh yeah, of course. Well, I'm using Opus for this task, but really I don't need to. For that call, Haiku or Sonnet would be, sufficient. And that's 1/10 of the price, So you're just asking it things like that, and it will often find a better solution or propose something, but it didn't unless you ask it, is what I think I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
And for me, it's also a lot whilst figuring out what to do in general, because to me, it's like, yeah, you can do all these things. It's like skill files, there's desktop apps, there's web apps, Chrome extensions, but I don't even really know what's the best way to approach this problem. So as you're going through it, like verifying again, like, is this, like now that we've gone, I don't know, 15 messages into this, is this still the smartest way? Because obviously along your project, Claude does more research and tries things. And if you feel like you're getting stuck or you're getting errors constantly with something, saying like, hey, is this still the smartest way in your opinion? And then it might change course and make it easier in a sense.
Because what really like piqued my brain there was that when I tried to do this initially myself, I just found that, okay, if I let Claude or ChatGPT think for me with that type of question, it usually gives me some kind of answer.
Yeah.
But it usually doesn't give me the best answer. It gives me the best answer in the context that it has, but it doesn't have the context that I'm thinking of. So whenever I've tried to do it like that, I've always had to end up just going for a walk or just not doing anything related to AI for like a couple hours to just figure out what is it that I actually need to do. Like I have to break down the problem in my head. That was the thing that I mentioned before. Like I had to break everything down to first principles. Just break it down further and further to just understand, okay, how do I solve this problem that I'm facing? Like this overarching problem. Like for you guys, it would be like seeing the pillars of your business and how to attack bottlenecks. How do I approach this in the best way? And then when I figure out a way to do it, I see if I can guide Claude that way. Because I did this recently too, because I'm building up a whole pipeline where you can, like, again, do everything when it comes to Etsy. But it gives me solutions that work. And then when I try to figure out something else, it kind of works. But not until like I give it specific guidelines on like, or like a good rough idea of what exactly I want. If that makes sense. I've just found that if I don't give it context, it's usually not good.
Yeah.
It's
definitely not perfect. There's definitely, it's kind of like the AI is still dumb AI in some sense, but the capabilities are just so much bigger. But you still have the same like issues where I agree, Andreas, if you don't give it context or sometimes redirect it or make sure it's staying on path, it can drift or whatever they call it, hallucinate and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely my experience. But it's insane. It's absolutely insane what you can do with it.
It's actually, when we talked to Jose about this, we came to quite a good conclusion, I think, about this. Imagine the Claude thing, like it's someone who is hyper specialized in something, super skilled and talented at something, like say engineering, math, multiple skills like that, but they have no common sense.
Yeah. There you go.
That's how you have to picture it. Super powerful in one way, but just lacking simple common sense about certain things. Like, what was the example Jose had? It was something like, if the gas station is 1 mile away, and it takes if the gas station is like 200 meters away, should I go to fuel up with my car or by foot? And because it technically is faster by foot if it's that close, then the AI would suggest go by foot. But you can't fuel up your car if you go by foot. Like those kind of things are just what gets lost. Like it thinks, oh, the time is shorter if you walk there, so walk there. So that kind of common sense gets lost with it. But at the same time, it could calculate like 5 million things simultaneously and work out something that you couldn't do in years. So yeah, it's a strange thing, but
Yeah, it knows everything, but at the same time, it doesn't know anything.
Also, because you have to explain so much, you would technically have to do a lot of typing. There is a voice feature where you can just dictate, right, and it built into Claude, but it's not that great, I think, with picking up the right words. So if you do find yourself typing a lot or getting a lot of mistakes from that, just try Whisperflow, because that is really good at correcting the transcript of what you say and making it into like a clean format. Anyone who's used it before, you probably know the outputs are usually quite structured, and if you repeat yourself or mess up halfway through talking, it's very good at correcting that kind of stuff.
And on that note, by the way, if you want to make an app like that, there is a free package that you can install called Whisper. You can download that with Claude Code, and then you can make, if you want to make your own app like that, you can just download that, and then it'll do
Is that like
for you.
the thing that Whisperflow uses?
I assume that, like, for instance, I'm making an app just to try and help with A cuts to see if I can do A cuts easily, because it's the same thing over and over when you do A cuts. Just to see if I can help with that, and it uses Whisper to because Claude can't read audio. It can only read transcripts. So you need something to transcribe, like audio to text, and it uses Whisper for that, and it works. It works quite well, as long as the actual like the files itself that it runs on is good, like the instructions.
Yeah, you can probably remake most little things like that with Claude, or yeah, I didn't know that you can get the Whisper thing, but this is the website anyway. I've put it in the chat that I was talking about because it's a bit hard to spell it. Whatever you do, definitely use your voice. You can speak in your native language. You don't have to speak English. And don't be afraid to test it just with what Adam is using. Cowork is $20. It's very user friendly.
Yeah.
And just tell it about a problem that you have. See what it suggests.
Yep.
All right. The chat's gone very quiet. Unless we've got any final questions, we'll close it off here. There is one right here from Harton about starting PD 4 months ago. I live in Indonesia, so can't join Amazon merch. So use TeePublic. I have 200 designs, but only 3 sales. What specific advice to help me significantly increase my sales? I think I wouldn't assume that just because you live in Indonesia, you can't get an Amazon merch. I've heard that from a lot of different countries. Like I've heard a lot of Moroccans say, for example, they can't get Amazon merch because they live in Morocco. But I know a lot of Moroccans that have an Amazon merch account at the same time. So I wouldn't believe that. It can be hard to get in from the US, from Germany, from UK. It's not about your country, I don't think. So don't give up on that. TeePublic, to be honest, is a tough one to give you advice on because it's just a smaller platform to try and get sales. I would try Etsy if you can start an Etsy store.
Yeah, like has any of you guys sold on TeePublic before?
Yeah,
I have not.
I think I still sell there. I just don't ever check it anymore.
Okay.
I used to have some months on there where I was making like $1,000, but it's a long time ago now.
Yeah. Then it's only basically you and Juna that I think I've heard of that, or maybe May too, that sells there. But I mean, like from my understanding, it's not a lot of volume from anyone, really, right?
No, not really anymore. I have 17,000 lifetime earnings, so I've done okay over like the long term.
That's pretty good.
The last few years though have been so slow. It's like next payment is $18. So that's why, and that's with thousands of designs in my store. That's why I wouldn't put a lot of effort into TeePublic anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can, try it somewhere else, not Redbubble. Etsy if possible, KDP if possible. Keep trying Amazon merch.
Yeah, maybe just any of the platforms that have more traffic.
Yeah, for sure.
If not, another option you could try. I don't know if TeePublic specializes. Like some marketplaces kind of have a certain style they lean into. Maybe it's trends or something like that. But try and figure out like who are the type of people still coming to TeePublic to buy T-shirts, and make something appealing for them. Even do some like SEO reverse Google searching on like TeePublic blank, right? Like, I don't know, maybe there's a certain style or a shirt that people were going to, anything to try and figure out if it's a smaller audience, what is this smaller audience coming here for,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I do think TeePublic, based on like my past sales, has usually done quite well with political trends.
Okay, so there you go. That's what I mean. Usually there's, an area, kind of like how, Etsy has a particular style. Amazon merch kind of has a style. I have no idea what TeePublic's, but
TeePublic actually looks, from the style side of things, very similar to Amazon merch. It doesn't look like the Etsy style. Show the homepage here.
Yep, I see. Colorful and
yeah, but I think like if you can, I think it was Philip that said it, but like try and get an Etsy store if you can, and don't give up on Amazon merch.
Tons of World Cup shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we got one more, right? From our Ackerger.
How are you checking for trademark for all products together these days? Any better ways than Producta?
Yeah, for me at least,
built this whole tool for that.
Yeah,
so
I have a whole tool for it. That
probably
does
the
it,
right person to ask.
So it's a lot of pain if you want to go that route yourself to make a tool. It's not easy, but if you can, definitely do it. Yeah, I use my own tool that my community has free access to. It generates SEO for you, and then you just press like you literally just press a button like generate SEO, and then once the SEO is done, you just press trademark check, and then you see which trademarks there are. Super easy. Yeah, so that's what I
think
do.
what he might actually mean is like all your products that are already live.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong, maybe I'm wrong. I don't really do that anymore. There is some tools that can help you track that, but I mean,
once
you
they're
can't
live,
track everything and avoid everything.
Yeah.
And he also said
Once they're live, I just
sometimes after checking still gets rejection.
Do any of you guys keep check on which, if anything gets trademarked on all your products, like live products on Amazon?
No, it's impossible. Like,
yeah, right.
Even if you had a tool to check it, to continually like.
I think Productor has like a scanner that does do that and will notify you.
Yeah.
And I've seen a few, that pop up or whatever, but I don't really.
Some of them are trademarks that you already checked beforehand and they're fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're actually safe for T-shirts or whatever. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. You can't really prevent them all.
And
yeah.
I was just going to say it also, it kind of depends where you lean on your niches. I know like me and Philip, we usually lean on the safe side. So I don't think Philip and I walk around with like anxiety in the sense of like, oh, that niche is that's borderline, or oh, that could be trademarked, or oh, that could be typically we're in the safer, the majority of our designs are in the very safe niches, the stuff that it's not likely to get trademark. Like, and if it does, then okay, Amazon will take it down. It's not negligent, purposeful. Like, we're not trying to squeeze in Disney, Star Wars lookalikes and, you know, things like that. So, yeah, I'm the same as Philip. It's impossible to keep track of. I just, you know, if Amazon takes it down, they take it down. But
yeah,
it also helps to minimize your listings. And that's one of the reasons why we mainly just use minimal keywords, just title, brand name. It just lowers the risk of you getting rejections or getting listings pulled later.
For sure.
What were you going to say, Andreas?
No, I just think that's I do the same way, and I think it's just like you can control what you can control what you can control, and you can't control what you can't control. Like, usually you can control the upload phase, but what happens after that, like, it'll be like, I think both of you guys have like over 40,000 listings, right, on Amazon?
Mine is like 30,000 now.
30,000, but it, like, I mean, like, I have about 4,000 of them on, and I mean, like, managing that amount of portfolios, like, it would be insane. So once they're uploaded, I think that's probably the best way to go. Like, I've done that same approach on Etsy too, and as long as you have a good sense of like what works and what doesn't, to not go into these, what you mentioned there, Adam, like not doing the Disney stuff or anything like closely related or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think that would be, as long as you're not doing anything in the fringes, then you're probably good either way.
And for checking before the upload, the like Merge Titans is pretty good now, because you can check your listings, you can select whichever classes, and not just check but also rewrite the listings, like swap out the keywords that are trademarked. That's a pretty cool one if you're worried about trademarks to try out.
I still use tmhunt.com all the time. Like,
me too.
You know, I'm constantly copy and pasting and just copy paste, usually during the research phase. So by the time I get to the design, I know I'm going to use minimal keywords, like Philip's saying, and I already know the niche is safe. And if I'm using only generic keywords, you know, and only in title and brand, the chances are it's going to go through fine. I mean, as long as you've done those steps right.
Yeah, and if the odd one doesn't go through, it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world, because it's not like we're trying to rip off, you know, Disney.
Yeah. I think it's about percentages as well. Like, if you're uploading thousands of designs per week, like we do sometimes, and then like 10 of them get rejected, or even 20, 30, it's a small percentage.
I think that's also like a good note, that like SEO is not the thing that's gonna like make your listings pop. Like, you probably just need a title and a brand, and that's like, as long as you're targeting
for those kind of marketplaces like Etsy and Amazon, definitely, right, where the search is the platform. Yeah, you're right. I don't think it is.
Yeah, like as long as you're in the niche that you are in, like you're saying what your design is, like if it's a dad shirt, you say it's a dad shirt, then you're probably kind of good. Like, you don't have to be like, I know that a lot of people are like over hyping SEO, like you need the specific keywords that needs to hit it right, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference, especially like since you guys only use the title and the brand and simplifying it super much. It's just a good testament that SEO is not going to make or break a listing. It's at the end of the day just going to be your design, and as long as you can place that within the niche that you're making it for, then you're good. Then you just need a simple title and brand.
Yeah. And finally, the next POD Council is not scheduled yet. We usually plan it like a week in advance, and then I typically post something on my community tab on the YouTube to announce the time and date, and it's usually scheduled like a couple of days in advance, so you can see like, hey, it's coming up on this day and that time. But yeah, you won't know until like a month from now. It's usually the middle of the month, roughly, I would say. Yeah, that's that. I think the automation question would go a bit too deep, but we've gone for 2 hours as well, so we'll close it off here. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
to you too
That was fun.
for sticking around this long, and yeah, we'll see
Thanks
you in
for-
the next.
Yep. Thanks for always hosting them, Philip, and getting us all together. Andreas,
Yep.
good to see you, man. Tell Lene I said hey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will do that for sure.
Same for
We
me.
miss you. We really miss you.
All right. We miss you too, man. See you guys.
Yeah.